Hello, everyone, and welcome to the fourth episode of the Boomer Grounds podcast. So, how's everyone been this week? Let's start with Howard. What's new and exciting going on with you this week?
Oh, I've just had a shitty week, so I'm just going to pass on new and unusual this week. I'd rather hear some positive stuff from the rest of you.
Okay.
Oh, give me some good news.
I'm officially home, working from home 100%
All the
of the
time now?
time. Yeah,
Nice.
except once a quarter. So,
Hmm.
yeah. 4th of July is on Friday. I like blowing shit up. It's fun.
Okay,
Yay,
listen. It's
blowing shit
Canada
up, very
Day
American.
today.
Yeah, happy
Come on.
Canada Day, you too.
Thank
Yes,
you.
happy
Please.
Canada Day.
Already. Oh, it's American
I
Day.
love
on,
Canada.
the 4th.
I don't know. I don't really have anything else.
Well, you know what?
I'm
I'll
still-
backtrack. I do have good news. My dad is in Canada as we speak. He's on a cruise in
Oh.
Canada. I think he's in Sydney today, and he's having a great time. He was up by our good friend Max yesterday.
Oh.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So there's some good news. My dad is in one of my favorite places on earth, which is Canada. So
I wonder if
Nice.
he's kind of taking the same cruise track that we were on.
it's very
'Cause
similar.
Sydney was one of the stops that we had too. So,
They went Halifax to St. John to Sydney, which is pretty common. So okay, sorry, I cut Bowers off there. Bowers, what's good?
Oh, I'm still stuck at my parents' house, and I would like to get out of here anytime. Just that, driving is not great in the middle of the week. So I'm going to wait till Sunday. So get me out. It's always one of those things, I'll go for 2 weeks and visit. And you're like, oh, yeah, it's my parents' house. And, boomers, they don't really be a parent. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Yeah?
Are they like, oh, when are we going to start having grandkids? That sort of stuff.
No.
No.
It's just still, treating you like you're this little shit of a kid that they can treat like a little shit of a kid. You know what I mean? That
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
shit.
okay. So
Yeah.
what is the one thing that's they've said that has drove you nuts the most since you've been there?
Well, I mean, I tried to get my dad to realize, I'm like, hey, you know that, if I talk about anything that I like excitedly, you just kind of, shit on it, right? And, don't like it. And he's like, what? And I'm like, when you talked about those cabinets that you got, he would not shut up about these fucking cabinets, you guys. He found these cabinets from Goodwill. Point is, I could tell you all about these cabinets, but he's like, I didn't talk about those cabinets. No, I didn't. This morning I asked my mom, he talked about those cabinets a lot, right? And she's like, enough. So, anyway, boomer shit.
I have a good one. We had a relative who, long story short, we didn't know where she was buried, and I got stuck on find our lost relative duty. It took me almost a decade. I found the gravesite. I'm taking my mother to go see this long lost family member. She's been trying to do this forever. I pick her up. She opens my car door. She goes, "You couldn't clean the car before you picked me up?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, Mom. I've spent the last 10 years trying to find your dead relative. I'm sorry there's a Coke bottle on the floor."
Yeah.
I just looked at my wife and I was like, this is why we don't do this,
Or
Yeah.
what's the other? One more boomer peeve that even a friend I was FaceTime to just vent to the friends about the cabinets, and they said it's a very boomer thing where they can't admit the advantages or help that they got, getting started and all that stuff. Yeah, they'll just always say I did it through hard work. That's how I got what I got, through hard work. And you're like, bitch, this grandma that did this loaned my parents $60,000 in the 90s to build their house.
Oh, wow,
it's
that's a
hard
lot.
work.
Yeah.
That's what did it. Yeah, that's what did it.
When my parents needed a loan, they got it from my dad's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but can you imagine asking? I actually asked for my parents for 20,000 Canadian to get the bank off. I had the money to do my house, to get my house, but I asked for $20,000 to say, you just have to sign, I'm willing to lend them the money. I didn't actually need the money, but I asked for it. My mom's like, no. Then Grandma gave you
Wow.
60 in the 90s, which is about 100,000 now, by the way.
Wow.
Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, Terry, what about you?
Boomers.
Well, my wife is officially on vacation right now,
Mm.
except she keeps getting fucked by her backups again because they're morons. So she officially
That makes
started her
sense.
vacation on Friday, so she had Friday off. And her manager calls her on Friday afternoon, is like, "Oh yeah, your backup just asked for some time off because he's having oral surgery this weekend." And she's like, "What? The schedule's been posted for like
Yeah.
weeks and weeks and weeks." And he's like, "Oh yeah, he just told me. He just told me today. So he's asking to have a few extra days off. Can he come and help out and work on Monday?" She's
Is it
like,
like
"Fuck,
emergency surgery? Like he's in
I
like
don't know.
No.
constant pain? Because
I don't know."
otherwise, suck it up and
Fire?
deal. Sorry.
Even then,
Yeah.
like even if it was constant pain, you think he would like would have told someone beforehand
Yeah.
Right.
before it
Yeah,
happened. Yeah,
that sounded like a made up lie.
as opposed to the
Yeah.
day that she started her vacation. So she's like, "Fine, I'll help out." She's like, "Oh, you can take an extra day off at like the end of your vacation to make up for it."
Cool.
So she gets roped into working on Monday. She's working through the day, and she's like, "Okay, well, he hasn't called in sick for Tuesday yet, so it must be fine." Because she starts work at 5:30 in the morning. She wakes up at like 3 o'clock in the morning to go to work.
Oof.
So at
Wow.
8 p.m. last night, he calls in sick again, and she's like, so she goes, "Oh, what about the other person that normally can help out in this case?" And she's like, "Oh, she's standing right beside me. She's working here at 10:30. We can't call her." Okay, so like, how about the backup? So supposedly they called the backup. And they're like, "Is it possible for you to work tomorrow morning?" They're like, "Oh no, I'm in Victoria." And then like a few minutes later, they check the schedule. The guy's actually working at the store right now. He's like, "Oh, so next time, please don't fucking lie to me about where you are when
Mhm.
you're trying to get out of avoiding work."
Wow.
Wow.
So my wife eventually was like, "Fine, I'll come in again and help you out." So yeah, so her first 2 day, 3 days of vacation got screwed over by her backups because they're idiots and called in last second because they had surgery and stuff. And yeah, she was
Ugh.
pretty grumpy about that. And she's like, "I've been
Blame her.
drinking coffee and tea all day. It's 8:30. Normally I go to sleep at 6:30. How am I supposed to go to bed
Oh,
now?" And she's just like, "Oh my god, your backups are such morons. At least give
Mhm.
them some notice so they can arrange someone to come in." Yeah, so that's
right.
what's been going on with me. At least she's on
Your
vacation now, and she's like,
poor
"You better not
wife.
fucking call in sick again today." I'm gonna fucking be so angry at them if they call in
Uh-huh.
again.
Did she
Yeah,
have to go in, or like, could she just be like, no?
she could be like
Yeah.
no, but then like they don't really have someone to like fill because like the other people are already working, or so
Yeah.
it's kind of important because she has to like get the tills out and count the money
Hmm.
from like the previous day and all that stuff. So someone has to do it. All right, so she could theoretically just say no, but it'd be nice of her to actually say yes and help out if she can. But you know,
Mm.
she's like, "Next time I'm just gonna tell people I'm out of town, so don't bother trying to call me."
Mhm.
All right, so this week's episode, we are going to talk about monetization because
Hmm.
Blizzard announced that they are coming out with pets, and it seems like the pets are going to be in this strange new loot box thing, which has 10 different potential things that you can get out of it, including the cute little King Crush pet, which everyone seemed to love and
Plush.
thought was adorable. But everyone online is in an uproar because of how much it can potentially cost to get this pet. So, what do you guys think about this? I have a feeling that everyone's gonna be pretty upset. But go,
It's $158, correct, or
the
something.
maximum you could pay $158 each
No, I
progressive
thought that was
box.
average. I thought it was
No,
the
no, no,
average.
no. It's
Oh, okay,
it's
that's the
the
max? 'Kay.
max. Each progressive box costs more. Whatever runestones or whatever it's called,
Mhm.
gemstones or whatever it is called,
Mhm.
costs progressively more to get. First box you get is free because they gotta give you a little taste.
Gotta get you in there.
You have like a 0.3% chance of pulling King Crush on your first box.
Okay.
So I don't think anyone's actually did the real math on what it would cost, what the average cost would be, but the percentage chance of pulling King Crush is pretty low.
Hmm.
Uh,
Zeddy had it in his video, I'm pretty sure.
yeah,
I
but
watched
it was
the
just the
whole
total
video.
cost. It wasn't like
Hmm.
an actual average cost, like what
Uh,
uh what it would be like percentage wise of like what it could actually work out to on average. So
So
what do
you
you guys
want?
think? Everyone's silent. Okay, I'll give
I
my opinion
mean,
first.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay,
you
go
you
for
lead
it.
out for a change.
Okay. Everything inside these packs or chests or whatever, all cosmetic. Does not affect anyone's gameplay at all.
Mhm.
And because of that, if they want to monetize it this way, I have absolutely no issue with them monetizing this way. The
Mhm.
game needs to make money. They need to find significant ways to generate revenue because it is a big company. It's a big game, requires hiring lots of developers. If they want to find this, use this way to monetize and does not affect gameplay at all, go right ahead. If people want to spend, they can spend. If they don't want to spend, they don't have to spend. If the price point's too high, they can discount it at a later point, but it has no relevance to how the game is played. This is exactly the way I think games like this should monetize their game. If you look at Marvel Snap right now, everyone has literally been shitting on them because they put out a new card which is going to like define the meta as is impossible to get as free to play, as going to cost hundreds of dollars for you to get the card. That is a very broken way of trying to
Mhm.
monetize the game. Like, I
yeah.
don't want to be forced to be like, I want to play this game competitively. I have to spend multiple hundreds of dollars to try to get a card that allows me to be competitive in this meta. I mean, Snap has done this since they first came out, right? Like, the cards of the season pass or whatever were always what defined the meta, and you had to spend to get it. Like, I generally like to be like free to play. I don't mind putting in tons and tons of times, as you see, about like almost 13,000 hours in Battlegrounds. But like, I think this is fine. Like, I don't like the amount is obviously very large. Everyone has a chance to crack one for free. If you don't want to spend any more, you don't have to spend any more. If you want to spend and you think King Crush is really cute, it's adorable, I need to have it, then you just keep ripping these things until you get it. At least there's also a finite amount that you'll have to spend too. It's not like every pack only has a 0.1% chance. You'll get duplicates of all this other crap that you don't want and can't use. There's a finite number at the end of the day. That's my opinion. I mean, this is definitely a hot take because no, I don't think anyone has said Blizzard is good with monetizing it this way. 'Cause all I've seen online is everyone shitting on them for like, this is so expensive, but it's a cosmetic.
Yeah.
Like, cosmetics are supposed to be that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. Well, I
Okay,
think I would agree with you because nobody likes the pay to win thing. Like,
yeah.
I think it'd be even worse.
It's shit.
But do you think perhaps that if they would have not made it so expensive, that more people would buy it and then they would potentially make more money?
I mean,
Like, if
they
it
could
was
just discount it
cheaper,
in like 3 months, right? And people buy it then.
maybe. But and maybe they're like just setting in the bar so high right now to see what they can get away with. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Maybe.
But
So
like, I mean, I want it, but I don't think I'm gonna be spending $158 or whatever it is on it.
yeah.
Like, I'll do the free thing, but I think also the fact that it's like primarily like arena and standard, and like I guess it's a little bit battlegrounds. I didn't really understand that like it can be in battlegrounds, but um, it seems like there was a little bit more like restrictions on that. I don't know,
Mm.
but I don't know. I don't like how much it costs. I think that's kind of lame. I also think that the odds of getting King Crush are so damn low that it's just like, why even try past the free one? So, but
I mean, you get other skins and stuff or whatever this is. Like, I'm taking a look at it. It's all like card backs and
yeah.
skins and everything for other cards. Like, if you play standard, people might want these skins and stuff. Like, I
Yeah.
personally don't give a damn about those sort of things. But like, there's a lot of people that like cosmetics, that like boards, that like
Yeah.
card backs and all that stuff, right? Like, people might like it, and the first few are going to be cheaper. It's only when you start getting to like the later boxes that it gets more and more expensive.
I liked it more when before they started doing the in-game currency. That
Hmm.
Yeah,
that to me was a lot better. Just, oh, I see a skin I want, I'm gonna pay $2.99 for it.
Mhm.
Like, okay. No, but the minimum amount of runestones you can buy is X amount, which I think is like six. Is it 600?
500, I think.
500? Oh, that's
Probably.
what it is. It's 500. But guess what? The first thing is 600. So you still got to
Hmm.
buy like
Usually.
a
Yeah.
thousand
Mm,
runestones just to even be able to do the extra thing. So
mhm.
I don't know. It just seems like very gimmicky the way they set it up. And
So I'm sorry.
no, go ahead. I don't know where my thought was. It was just like, woo.
So I agree with Terry on the I'm glad it does not change competitive balance part, because when BG's first instituted the season passes and all of a sudden you could pick from extra heroes, that's, you start getting to the pay to win conversation there. Um, for me, the problem with this is more about the psychology behind loot boxes. Um, take you back to your high school psychology class. Basically, what we're talking about is variable ratio schedule with a fixed interval cap, which is the same theory behind slot machines.
Mm,
This
Mhm.
might be the point pool that does it. We have no idea. The problem is when you're marketing slot machines, you're marketing to adults. And that's why there's minimum ages to gamble in most states and countries. But a lot of kids play Hearthstone. A lot of kids with their parents' credit cards tied to the count, and
Mhm.
the parents. I hope to God they're smart enough to put those double checks and things in place
mm,
that they just can't go and buy. But it becomes a slippery slope for somebody who isn't mature enough to make that decision and has the ability to keep buying. I remember Diablo Immortal. If you guys remember, I can't. I'm drawing a blank on the name of the streamer, but it was an Australian streamer who was like, "I'm going to buy loot boxes until I get the epic that I want." And he ended up spending somewhere in the realm of like $8,000 Australian before he found the epic. And like then he was streaming because he was paying off his debt to Daddy Blizzard. So yeah, I'm glad it's not changing the balance, but I hate the idea that a game that is we jokingly call a card game for kids, but a lot of underage people play, has this gambling style mechanic tied to it. It just doesn't
Mhm.
feel good about it. It would feel worse if there was a competitive advantage to these pets, but I can't help but feel like no one has figured out a fair monetization for their games yet. It's either a way to get people to buy a ton of add-ons, or it's such a really bad model that nobody wants to buy it. So, I mean, for me, I'm like, okay, it's not a competitive thing. That's a good, but there are people out there who are going to waste money thinking this next loot box is the one. I'm going to get my King Crush here. I think it sets us up for a dangerous precedent in gaming.
Like the
mm,
thing though, there's a hard cap on how much you can spend here. If you look at
Right.
other games, like say you look
It's
at like the
worse.
two K games, there's
Mm-hmm.
no cap.
yeah.
You
Right.
watch streamers like, oh, I'm gonna start busting 2K player packs until I get a 99, and they spend like $1,000 to get one,
Yep.
so they could be a little more competitive in the game. Right? Like there's no cap in those games. At least there is a hard cap here,
Yeah. That's the
and it's
fixed
not competitive.
interval.
Yeah. So right,
But is
right,
So
like
but is it the first of
yeah,
this?
is it a gateway?
Yeah,
yeah, gateway
is
content.
it Blizzard dipping their toes into the gambling loot box water,
I mean,
and then
so
at some point is there
I
not going to be a cap?
Heroes of the Storm. Loved Heroes of the Storm. Okay, so let's start here. Terry, I'm fully with you. People bitch about like how people monetize games. As long as I'm on team, as long as it's cosmetic,
Mm-hmm.
who freaking cares? They can do whatever they want. It's like one of those things like, wow, your prices are too high. Then don't fucking buy it. It's not that
Mm-hmm.
hard. My problem with how they did this one, I'll have some other examples, but my problem with how they did this one is because everything else has been relatively low, there are probably people who are playing Hearthstone, like adults that have, they maybe spent thousands over the years, but Hearthstone's quite old. So that's not actually that much money to have gotten, and they have everything in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're starting to add this in, where in order to get it, most it's going to cost 158. Now the next one comes up. So my problem isn't necessarily that they're choosing to monetize. I'm like, if they had started this way, I wouldn't have given a shit because like you would go in knowing, this game I'm never going to have everything because it's too expensive. But there are going to be people out there that are going to be kind of like really sad or maybe actually go for it because they have to have everything. Maybe it's one of their compulsions or something, right? Heroes of the Storm, they did Heroes of the Storm 2.0 and basically killed their freaking game. They made all the loot, everything in the game was able to be bought with in-game currency. All the people who had been playing could just buy everything immediately when it switched over to 2.0. They just killed their freaking game because they don't know how to monetize shit. Smite is another MOBA. Their skins, some of their skins, not even like that great of skins, cost $200. You literally can go look at it and you're like, that's about $200 to go through this whole, it's like a loot path thing, $200 for a skin. Do I care that their skins are $200? No, because they've literally said, haha, we're gonna fuck you. If you want this skin, you're gonna owe us like $200, but right from the freaking get-go, which is fine. And Smite has way less player base than HOTS did, and it's still freaking going because people will buy those $200 skins. But you knew right off the bat, like, this is how much it costs to get our shit. I don't like that Blizzard had everything pretty low, pretty reasonable, in my opinion. Just, and even the BGs, yes, is the season pass, like the extra hero choices. It's one of those things like, it's pay to win, but how else are they going to get money from BGs?
Yeah.
Literally, how else? With standard, you get cards and all these packs and stuff. Cosmetics and BGs isn't going to cut it. It's not going to keep the game alive. So I like the game a lot, and if that's what ends up keeping it alive, I'm like, okay, I don't care. Like, go for it. It sucks, sure, but at the same time, if you're not paying for the pass, you're probably not playing that many games to begin with. In my opinion, probably. Because it's $20 for like, what, 3 or 4 months?
Yep.
Come on.
Yeah.
Like,
That's really
it's
not
not
that
bad.
much.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's just, but it does
So-
change the complexion of the game slightly when
does,
Obo has
but-
extra choices and I don't.
Yeah. Yes. I guess it's just, how else do they get money at it? Standard, you know how they get the money. It's cosmetics and the fucking cards, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know how they're going to they know how their money's coming in versus BG's like, ugh. Like,
All right.
unless there was a get access to the new hero, like, for the full month before anybody else does. I don't fucking
They
know.
did
I
that.
don't
They
know.
did that already before in BGs.
Did they?
Yeah, the people with the pass got it for like the first 2 weeks access to the
Oh,
new
right.
hero. All right, so
Which-
going
Clearly,
back to
they don't do that anymore,
It's
so
fine.
it must not be doing well.
Yeah.
going back to what you said about the price point, they
Mhm.
previously Blizzard introduced those diamond versions of
Yes.
the cards, which retailed for like $100 each. So I don't think
Right.
this is that much of a big jump
Didn't
from
they
that.
knock that down though? And no, I thought it was
I'm-
$38. Are
No,
you
I
sure
was
on the
pretty sure
$100?
they first came out as $99 each.
They were
Then
up
they
there
must
when
have,
they
they
first came
knocked
out.
it
Yeah.
down almost immediately.
I
Then
think,
I'm pretty
I
sure.
think they discounted it later after
Yeah.
the initial rush.
Okay.
And then one of them got like nerfed or something, or like banned or
Oh
something.
yeah. People were
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
pissy
People were
on that. Can
furious
you
because they
imagine?
spent $100 on the diamond version of this card, and then they got nerfed. That was the big uproar. But
Okay.
I
So
mean, I don't think this is a
but
big
at the
price
same
jump.
time, I
So-
guess it was $100 straight. Like $100, get the card.
Mm-hmm.
There's still that price tag right then and there versus, like Howard said, the more predatory version of loot boxes and maximum 158, which is,
Yeah, but
and
like
again,
you
this
could
is the first one.
I don't know. I didn't do the math to figure
Yeah.
out what the average
If-
price is. If
if
the
it's
average
like-
price is say like 120 or something, so a
Right.
bunch of people get it for less than 100, and a bunch of people
Mhm.
pay like the full amount. I mean, is that worse? That's not like that much worse, right? Some people
But
get
that's the
discounts.
allure.
Yeah,
But that's the allure. So what happens when I'm one of those guys I read online? We're making numbers up now. We're
Yeah.
clear on that.
Mhm.
It takes $115 on average. So I go out and I spend 120, and I don't have it now. So I mean that's again, it's the same theory behind slot machines. The next pull's going to do it. And so people who see that and say, well, the average person only spent $110, $120, think, well, that's going to be me. Or they read
Mhm.
from one of their friends, they got it on their fifth pull, they spent $15. And all of a sudden that person's like, well, that's going to be me. I'm going to only buy 3 packs and get it. And we get down that slippery slope where everybody's going, one more pack, one more pack,
Yeah.
one more pack. And that's the part that really sticks with me. I think the cap is genius because that's
Yeah.
what they did wrong with Diablo. But I still think for a game that's marketed to some folks, I have no idea what the percentage of people underage are that play Hearthstone, but I would
Probably not as
probably
many as
guess,
you think.
Yeah, I think
Boomer
I would
it's
game.
say probably
pretty low.
about 25% of their player
think
base is
so? Huh.
underage. I would go as high as 25%. I mean, that's a significant chunk of people
I'm just
compared
gonna
to some of the
dive
other
in.
games out there.
I do
Oh,
believe that there was some sort of age cap on it.
Oh yeah, supposedly you can't buy it if you're 18 or under 18 or
Yeah,
something.
under
Mm.
18.
That's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah,
Um, but it's also not going to be available in some countries as well.
yeah,
Mhm.
because
I
the
guess it
gambling
said
laws.
have
Like some
gambling
people
laws.
can't even do the gambling on Twitch
I was
because
gonna
of the
say,
country's gambling law.
check your Twitch chat. If
Yeah.
you can't
Yeah,
gamble, you can't get King Crush.
yeah,
Come
Wow.
try my
yeah,
chat.
yeah. So at least I think that I'm glad they have a cap. It sounds like this is not going to be a one-off thing. Supposedly someone says it
Mhm.
might be like they put out a new loot box ish every few months to make it more rare, and then I'm guessing they'll eventually put stuff into the store available for X amount of dollars, similar to how they do bundles for like cosmetics in PGs and standard and stuff,
I
right?
I do want to say, I was this close to spending money in HOTS. I wanted to see if I liked the game. I was this close to actually spending my money in HOTS to get some skins because I'm a believer of I really like a game. I don't even really want the cosmetics. I'll spend some money on some of the. I don't even fucking care. But I'm like, I owe you
Support
some
it.
money because I've enjoyed this game. It was free. I
Hmm.
enjoyed it. Here's some more money. I
Yeah.
do that. And I was this fucking close. And then they switched to HOTS 2.0, shot themselves in the fucking dick, and killed the game. Like, just stupid. Dick and balls right in the. Mm. Dude, I love that game so much. And they just. Like,
Well,
look at Smite! $200 skins, bro.
I mean, Call of Duty has like skins that are like in the thousands of dollars, right?
Yeah, for a gun you look at and nobody
Yeah,
else fucking sees. Like,
exactly, right. Like
like
other games have monetized the shit out of skins, but it just
mhm.
I don't I have no problem with at least having like a hard cap. I think if there's no cap
Yeah.
on this and you'll
Oh
get
yeah.
duplicates of all the stuff, I would have a major problem with it. But at least they have some
I
people
just
have some idea of what the maximum you can spend, like, because especially if you like look at things from other games, from like sports cards, all that
Hmm.
other stuff, you can see how much money people are willing to just pour into
oh
the
yeah.
random chances.
Hmm.
And at least having a hard cap makes it at least reasonable to me, as
Less
the hard cap's not
predatory.
even that high. Like it's
Yeah.
not like you had to spend
No.
$1,000 to get King Crush. Like
It's the fact that this is one of many, and like again, my fear is the people that have everything right now and
yeah,
they want to keep it that way. That's part of their thing. They're like their mental thing is they have to have everything. If this is the fucking start of the new $150 series of shit, I just don't. That's the only problem I have is that we started. They were really good on their pricing. I think very fair. Even so, some people will be like they have an old golden pack for fuck's sake. That's already like really stupid in my opinion.
yeah,
Like you can buy all the cold cards golden. I'm like, why the fuck would you do that? But there are some people who are like, nope, all my cards are golden. Fuck it.
Hmm.
Okay, go for it. You choose. You do what you want to do. But they knew what it was this whole time. So just don't want that floodgate to open. That's all. I guess.
I feel like I used to be like that, especially when it was like only standard and arena. Like I had to get all the card backs,
all
like
the
the monthly
golden.
card
What a
back.
wiener.
Yeah, and I would like turn as many of my cards into gold as I could.
Mm,
Like when they had the specific card backs that like you had to do something in WoW to do, I was like, my God, I'm gonna like get my character to level 20 just to get this card back. So like, yeah, I don't know. But then I gave up. So
mm, mm.
also like, and for most of these like quote unquote free to play games, like they make all their money off like 1% of the population that just
Mhm,
like
Hmm.
mhm.
pays for everything, right? So you have to keep that in mind. Like the whales support all of the free to play players, and
Yes.
that's the model that many companies have used and have been very successful with. So like
Yeah.
we
And
haven't gotten
I'm
down
also
that path yet for this game, but if that's what
yeah,
ends up happening, like as long as everything's cosmetic and the whales want to spend on the cosmetics, I have no issue with it. Like
me
it
neither.
makes them happy,
I,
right?
I
Like,
never did.
yeah,
Don't be a whale. Be
don't be
smart.
a whale.
Be a
And there's
dolphin.
lots of
Be a
whales out there.
dolphin. Just stay in
Uh,
that middle ground, you know? It's
I did enjoy Zeddy's video about it. He I
It
thought it
went
was
down
funny.
well.
He was like, I'm being given this pet and I cannot recommend it. Okay. What while also, by the way, sitting in front of thousands of dollars of Lego sets.
Mm.
I thought
He's
that
one of
was
the whales, just
kind
not
of
Blizzard's
ironic.
whale, I guess.
That's true.
Fuck.
Okay, and also in other Hearthstone news this week, looks like we're having a change in community manager. Ridiculous Hat's contract was not renewed this week, and looks like there's going to be someone new coming in. We don't know who. I was actually a very big fan of Hat. I've talked to him quite a few times. Responds quite quickly, very cordial.
Oh, boy,
Mhm.
really.
Very straightforward on all that, on everything that I've talked to you about him. I thought he was a great community manager. He took over well from Alkali, who was the community manager beforehand. We're all wearing these beautiful hats to celebrate Ridiculous
Ridiculous
Hat.
hats.
I think he is a great community manager. Hopefully, the next person that takes over will be equally as good. It's kind of strange we haven't heard anything about who's going to be next yet or any of that sort of stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
I guess that stuff will hopefully be coming soon. Do you guys have anything to say about Hat and
He
anything?
was great. He listened. He dealt
Yeah.
with me, which means, fucking
Yeah.
fantastic.
I think it was massively overworked too. So
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
I was hoping he
I
would get
sent
be
him
like
messages
promoted,
about
and then like
bugs and
someone else comes below him. But that
yeah.
companies don't work
I-
that way. They'd rather just overwork someone else.
Yeah.
I remember about a year ago, I had an issue and I just yelled on Twitter. I'm like, where's Ridiculous Hat? I need to talk to him about this. And he DM'd me like an hour later. It was like, you need to chat? Send me an email. Here's my email address. And it was not a Blizzard address. It was an account he had set up to handle Blizzard stuff outside of Blizzard. And within 3 or 4 emails over the course of 2 days, my issue was resolved. So yeah, he was extremely responsive. He was very friendly. He was willing to listen. He wanted to hear from the community. He wanted to hear what people liked and what people didn't like. So I think it's a huge loss for the community. I think it's a mistake by Blizzard to not extend his contract. Obviously, there's a plan that I have no idea about in place for them to continue on with this. But I think you've got somebody the community loves, who loves your game and has done a great job engaging the community. Unless the guy is walking in and being like, listen, you assholes, you're going to triple my salary or I walk. And that doesn't really strike me as Hat's way.
Yeah.
So unless that's the case, not retaining him feels like a huge mistake. I hope that Blizzard
From
has
everything
some
we
sort
can
of
see.
plan. Yeah. From what we know to be fact, which is very little.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah,
It's
we don't
like
mind.
a
We don't know
mistake.
much.
Yeah.
I mean, and Reddit is on fire with rumors, and there's this wording in his contract, and I heard this. You don't know shit.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something I've learned about Reddit. As a boomer, Reddit knows dick about dick. So when
they might know about dick, but
they claim to know about dick, and that's the thing. Reddit is not a news source. Reddit is a great place. If you want to hear somebody's opinion on Obo's hat, go to Reddit. There's a Reddit right now /r Obo hat. It's there now. I guarantee it's got 400 posts and about 5,000 people following it already. But I don't go there for my news. I don't go there to find out why.
Jerk, man.
That's it. It's all folks making one-liner jokes and putting out their opinions, and that's, you got to just take it for what it is.
I mean, that's where I looked up what BDE means. So,
I hope at the end of the day, it's Hat choosing to leave and not have not just he just burned out, because I know he was massively overworked from the sounds of it. He's just I don't want, this is just taking too much time. I want to spend more time, and that's what happened, as opposed to Blizzard letting him go. And then I hope it was his choice more than Blizzard just choosing to think he wasn't right to continue the job or something. That's my hope.
The
Bowers,
wording in
did
his
you just
Twitter
look up
post.
BDE?
No. Oh, Bowers? No, she remembers it from last week.
No, she's front.
No, no.
Squirrel.
She looked up BDE. She totally did.
I did.
I think she was on Reddit looking for the Obo hat thread.
Yeah, no, I'll do that later. But yeah, big dick energy. In case anybody else was also wanting to know.
Or
Again.
best
They
pick
knew
ever.
because they watched the episode 2 of the
Okay, if
Yeah.
anybody has a squirrel
it.
brain like me, it's big dick energy. Frick.
Terry, do you have a fun game
Hmm?
Yeah.
again this
Oh yeah,
week?
Are we moving to the
I think
game?
we're just gonna go back to the Boomer Thinks, but this time we'll do it on Mr. Howard Moon.
Oh
Oh, okay.
Jesus!
So
All right, I gotta put the cans on right then.
yeah,
Here we
put
go.
that down. Okay. So I got 7
I gotta
questions
focus
again.
in.
I think some will be pretty funny, some will be pretty interesting.
Is there a beeping or am I crazy?
It
I
was my
hear a beeping.
phone.
Okay.
Okay.
My
Good,
phone
good.
was vibrating on my desk. My son
It's
just tried to
Reddit.
call
It's
me.
Reddit telling her her new thread has
they
10
love
million
the hat.
followers.
They love the hat. They're asking how much they could buy it for, freshly worn.
Well, it's a loot box get. You have to buy a certain number of loot boxes, but there is a cap,
Mhm.
and you will eventually get the hat.
The cap is $2,000 though.
You ready?
Let's do
We'll
this.
start. We'll start with a more tame one. Okay. How many national parks are in the U.S.?
It's Canada Day. Come on, man.
Oh, well,
Howard's got his
he's American. He's not
notepad.
going to know how many national parks are in Canada. I'm pretty sure neither me nor you know how many national parks are in
So,
No.
Canada.
so before I even put my answer to paper, this is a great question because here's a great trivia fact: the state I live in is the only state in the United States that does not have a single national park in it.
Okay.
Connecticut's
Thank
the
you
only one
for
that has
that.
0 national parks. So I obviously am an expert on how many national parks there are.
Uh-huh.
National.
I'm Canadian. I have no freaking clue.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's all about what you think Howard thinks.
I love
And
how
just make-
Howard's
but
got
now
his
at least
handy
Howard
dandy
told me that.
notepad.
So it's a good thing I was in
I'm
your
not-
with like 10.
I'm not going to remember this 30 seconds after it's said, so I'm writing it down.
Handy dandy notepad. It's like your hat's gonna
Always
come
notepad.
alive
and
like
the
Blue's
scores will
Clues.
be
and,
listed
come
here
help you.
or here
This is
or
this, by the way,
somewhere
is
along the line.
This, by the way, is all my blueprints notes. If you've seen blueprints and the fact that you have to remember what happened 14 days ago when you saw one vase in the corner of a room, that's called remembering that shit.
All right, so let's have Bauer start with the bidding.
55. Just going right out the gate. Fuck it.
I'm gonna say
Stone.
75.
Holy shit. The United States is large. 76. Fuck you.
There's several in Nebraska, just in case you were wondering.
I'm gonna say 85.
101. Fuck it. Okay. I'm good.
105.
I'm going to stay at 101.
Okay.
You're stopping at 105. Okay, Howard. How many national
wrote
parks?
I wrote down 97.
97.
Shit.
All right, so Bauer scores the first point.
Wait, we're both over though. Doesn't that
Yeah.
mean we both lose?
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't
No,
matter
it's
getting
closer.
closer to about what Howard thinks. Doesn't matter.
Then I have
Wow.
a winner. If not, we're
Right.
What
both
is the
screwed.
answer, though?
The answer is actually 63.
Oh, pfft.
What? Okay, Howard fucked us, actually. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's fine.
many parks in Nebraska.
Not that many.
She doesn't even know where Nebraska is. That's a callback to last week. Oh yeah, you guys are gonna flip me
it
off
is.
after
Fuck
last
you,
week.
bud.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
How many states
Oh.
are in the U.S.? 3,412. Why is
Yeah,
that a dance? Let's
Nebraska
dance.
was not bad of a, I looked up the actual data size of how big Nebraska is. It's like it's like 11th largest state. So it actually wasn't that bad for like.
Mm,
I mean, Bowers doesn't know, but I definitely saw the video
I
after.
don't know what it looks like. Fuck.
The bird when I see Nebraska for.
He's even like, Nebraska's next to this one. I'm like, fuck you. Next
All right.
one. Kick her
Okay,
ass.
well, Bowers is up 1-0. Okay, here's one which Howard will love. When buddies were introduced into battlegrounds, how many buddies were there?
Too many.
Howard
The answer is too many.
loves the buddies in Hearthstone. Loves them.
Dead. I killed
Does
them.
Howard
all of them.
remember how many heroes there were?
He loves his buddies.
I killed
He
all the
loves
buddies,
his buddies.
and not just the men, but the women and the children. Um,
So morbid.
I actually was watching Star Wars today, so that's why that just popped in my head.
Bowers looked absolutely disgusted with that comment.
Does she
Face
not
I didn't hear
know?
what we were talking about women and children about. Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. I'm right. So it was one per hero. So how many heroes were there at that time?
I'll give you a hint. If you remember last week, is less than the number of heroes that were in the game.
I have a vague recollection of that number from last week. So, all right, numbers written down.
So Bowers got the one last round, so Bowers can start with this time.
45.
55.
58.
60.
I'm going to stay at 58.
Shit.
60? She said 60, right?
Oh,
Did I
yeah,
almost say
60. Yeah, I'll stay under.
60. Right.
So
Howard?
the number I have written down is 82.
82.
Howard!
Well, they've only
Yeah,
added
it's
like
gonna be
2 or
like-
3 heroes in expansion, and buddies have
gonna
been
be like
around
60.
for about a year
What's
and a
the
half.
number?
The actual number was 75.
Oh,
I wasn't that
Howard
far
was
off.
pretty dang close.
Okay.
Okay.
Fuck me, I guess then. Shit.
All right.
Hey, don't. I know my buddies. I killed them all. I know them all.
Yeah. All right. So we know Howard loves his movies. So we're going to go to a movie reference. In the movie Twilight, how many years has Edward been 17?
Shit.
Come on, Howard. You love bad movies. This should be right in your wheelhouse.
I do love bad movies, and the guys I love who make fun of the bad movies have done Twilight, but I have never seen Twilight.
Shit. Oh, but you know how
How old-
old he is, right? I do.
How old is Vampire Cedric Diggory?
What? Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
Harry Potter reference.
Because he was in Harry Potter, yeah.
I was going to make
Yeah,
a Harry
yeah.
Potter reference, but I thought Howard would nail it too.
How many years has he been 17? That's the question.
Yeah.
All right, numbers written.
All right. Obo gets to start this one.
100.
I'm staying. I
Staying?
don't. I want under. I want.
Yeah,
That's too high.
Howard chooses under. Howard, what is
Okay.
it?
The number I have written down is 125.
Oh,
Yes!
Obo gets the point.
I'm dying to know what the real answer is, though.
Okay, it
100.
sounds like Bowers knows, so.
It's just
Bowers?
100.
Huh?
100.
No, it's
What?
70 actually.
70.
He was 17 for 70 years. That's what.
I thought he was 117 years old.
No, well, what ChatGPT spat out said was it was 70 years. He was
Oh,
17
you're
or
using
70.
Oh, 87. Okay. Either way, it's Obo's point.
Yeah, almost point. She's looking at she's like, fuck this shit. Fuck this shit.
I've been flipped off by everybody. Terry's gonna flip me off now just because he's the only one who hasn't flipped me off this episode.
Okay.
No,
Well,
he's 100. Oh. Oh, yeah. Okay.
wow.
Okay. Well, he was
I'm
born.
gonna give-
He's 104. So it's actually 70 is wrong. Or 75
So
is
it'll be 87?
wrong? Yeah. It's 104. So ChatGPT
Okay.
is okay. Stop using ChatGPT, you fuck.
Maybe if you check
What-
Reddit, you'll be right.
Okay, maybe, yeah.
So hold on, given that information, let me check my answer again. Okay, I still wrote down 125, so it's still Obo's point.
Right here.
Okay. Remember, the real answer does not matter, Miss
I
Bauer.
know.
She
Think
cares
like the
about the
boomer.
real
Don't wanna
answer.
be
We're
right.
going to pop culture. How many stops were on the Eras tour?
Wait, what does that mean? What was that?
We're fucked.
How many
you-
stops were on the Taylor Swift Eras tour?
I was going
Yeah.
to say, do you know who sang the Eras tour, first of all?
Yes, she's dating my tight end. I know who
Yes.
she is.
Oh, you're tight end, huh?
Yeah.
That's
It-
right.
it-
She's
it-
dating my tight end.
First
This is Travis Kelsey.
if I didn't know that football term, I would think it's something else.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that tight end stays out of this conversation. All right, clear point of clarification. She played some cities. She played multiple nights. We're talking the number of cities she visited,
yeah,
not the
number
number
of
of
cities.
dates.
That's
Okay.
what, I'm just going by what ChatGPT or Grok or whichever one I put it into gave me. I mean, remember, the real
matters.
answer doesn't matter, so it doesn't. It's not
Yeah, but I'm
about
gonna
what.
guess- I've been
Oboe
But I
told
want
that
to
has
was
know what
powers
the real
already.
answer is. And
Hmm?
and listeners, we're gonna want to know the real fucking answer, not chat.
I mean,
chat.
I could double check on Google right now. Okay.
Okay, so wait, it's how many
Alexa, how
Cities.
many
concerts or how
Okay.
many
four
cities?
stops?
The
Cities,
actual
not
number was
nightly.
how many. The number I got is how many shows she had.
Okay, so this total number of shows. Okay.
Well, that. Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. Total number of shows. Yeah. There you go.
So that's counting like if she did 3 of them in New
Yeah.
York, that's 3.
Mhm.
That counts as
Okay.
3. Okay, that's why I wanted to make sure. Because that really does change the number a lot.
It does.
All right, numbers written.
Okay. So it's currently 2-1 Oboe, and Oboe, you may proceed with the bidding.
80.
95.
96.
99.
100.
You notice how I'm keeping my face like deadpan as opposed to Bowers, who
Oh, I've
reacted
been
after
staring
every
at
answer
Oboe
last
this
week.
whole time, being like, do I want to
Power's eye seems
go?
to be very rich. He keeps wanting to scratch it.
I know, right? Sorry, elbows up. I'll stay. No, wait.
I've forgotten the number
130.
I said already.
I don't even
130.
remember what you said.
130.
130.
It was 99. It was the last one you said, Oboe. But anyways, 130.
I'm gonna stop. We'll see.
Yes.
I'm not very good
Okay.
at this game.
Well, apparently neither am I, because that tour was over 2 years long, so I had 387 written down.
Oh, wow.
I'm thinking
tour
a
was
show
2
every
years?
other night. Oh yeah, it was over 2 years, the Eras
was
tour.
2 years
Wow, I
long.
would have
It
went
was.
way higher than 150 then. I figured it was just 1 year long.
Wait
No,
a minute,
two-
wait a minute. Are you guys on me about pop culture? You didn't know how long the Eras tour was?
I just
Bowers-
assumed they were 1 year long, for fuck's
No.
sake.
No, this one
I
was.
didn't
this one was
I didn't
special.
get tickets, so I was just like, fuck this. I don't care.
Fuck, man. Yeah, it's Taylor Swift, man. Just listen to it on Spotify. It's fine. Sorry, Swifties.
All right, so what was the
Bowers
number?
gets the point. If you're wondering how the answer was, 149.
Oh yeah, I was way off.
Because
You were way
I
off.
think it takes a long time to set up and break down the
Yeah.
stages and stuff. So it'd be like, I think they would do like 3 shows and then move to the next city. 3 shows. And like, supposedly there was like a team that once they set up there, got up, immediately moved to the next city, start building the next set stage.
2 sets. Yeah.
So then the team behind would just leave behind and tear it down or whatever. And she needed like some like overseas and all that other stuff.
So I have been over every single time. I've been over the actual number every single time.
All right. So Howard also a big beer aficionado. So
That's true, yeah.
we'll go right into the beer question. What is the annual production in barrels of Coors Light by Molson Coors?
In
said
barrels, huh?
In barrels, yes. And this number is very large, so I would not start with like 100.
I'll start with 2.
Wait, how many barrels of Coors Light is made by what? This is the
Molson
company that
Coors.
makes it.
Molson Coors
right.
is the company that makes it.
Oh, Molten
got a number.
Coors. I didn't know that.
Molson
Molson.
Coors.
Molson
Molson
Coors.
Coors. Okay.
Molson Coors.
Yeah. So it's currently tied 2-2. So Miss Bowers, you can start it up.
100 million.
Okay, 100 million. I was like 100. I was like,
100 million. That's a big number.
I mean, how many Americans are there?
Yeah,
we
every
don't all drink
American like.
Coors.
Yeah, they don't all like Coors.
No, but I mean, there's like 300 something million of you fuckers, right?
And like 6 of us drink Coors.
Yeah,
Not
I mean,
6 million,
it's
6.
popular in Canada.
I'm not gonna say a number. I'm gonna say she's over.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Moon.
The number I had written down was 1.25 million.
1.25
Hey, wait.
million?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're way low.
Do you understand?
1.25 million barrels. A barrel
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
not a beer.
Yeah.
A barrel, if a craft
Yeah,
barrel,
but,
it
like-
pours at least
Yeah.
60 beers. So that's 60 million beers.
Okay, so like,
You,
What was
you
the
want to know
number?
the annual
50
production
million.
is?
Yeah.
15 billion barrels of Coors Light a year.
15
Suck
billion
my
of that shit?
15 billion barrels.
I
Wow.
would not use Coors to wash my car. So the fact that they go I'm not
Oh
shocked
my
I'm under,
God.
but I'm shocked I am that far under. Coors is terrible.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
now my
literally
100
everywhere
million
has
must be fucking
Coors,
funny.
right? Just think of how much production, like, it honestly gets bought because people buy it.
It must. It's terrible beer.
Oh.
I hate
I
That's
this
regret
funny.
game.
nothing.
So
Oh yeah,
Okay,
it's
so
hard
what
on
is
that
it?
side, isn't it?
Huh?
Is it
Yeah,
3 to
It's hard
2?
for Obo right now, yeah.
3 to 2? Me? Okay.
Okay.
Ain't so easy when you gotta figure it out, is it?
Yeah, it's hard when you're like, wow, I wonder how stupid this person is. When it was me, it's
Howard
very-
is also a big football fan. So we'll go with the football question. How many Super Bowl halftime shows were performed by a solo female headliner without
for
any
frick's sake.
co-performers?
Without what performers?
Without
Oh.
any co-performers.
So when
Oh.
Beyonce played it and Destiny's Child showed up for 2 songs, that would not count.
That would not count. Yeah. And like
Oh,
J-Lo, Shakira, or whatever would not count.
Right.
Solo
Which was a
performer.
great Super Bowl. That was a great Super Bowl show.
Solo Lady Gaga, solo Katy Perry.
Does Left
I
Shark
don't
count?
know if they were solo.
There's only been
How
what
many years has
60,
the Super Bowl been running?
62 There's only like 62 Super Bowls.
So yeah, so like no surprise guests, none of that
Okay.
sort of stuff count.
Hmm.
All right, the number's written.
Obo,
Oh, well, you're first.
you're winning.
I almost feel like there's a disadvantage to going first.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
Oh.
what you're winning. That's
You
why you're
got the
going
last
first.
question right.
You should have to
That's the
go
idea.
first.
That's horse shit.
I'm gonna start with 7.
I'm gonna think she's over.
Howard?
I wrote down 7.
No,
Oh.
I hate this. So I would have lost no matter what then.
No,
Yeah, you were
hit it.
screwed.
yeah, you're screwed.
I was
No,
fucked.
unless she outbid you again. If
What's
you
the
went
number?
8 and she goes 9, then you win.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Oh, I wasn't fucked. Fuck. Ass.
That's a hell of she's in my head.
She
What's
is
the
in your
number,
head.
Terry?
The actual answer is 3. It was
It's
Lady
low.
Say
Gaga
5.
in 2017,
there was
Madonna
a
in
disadvantage.
2012, and Diana Ross in 1996.
What people don't remember about the Super Bowl is because it was so small when it first debuted, like the first
It's
6
only
or 7 of them were marching bands.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then in the 70s, they struck a deal with a performing arts group called Up With People out of LA. And they actually hold the record. Here, you want to stump your friends? Ask them who holds the records for the most appearances at a Super Bowl halftime show. And the answer is Up With People. They appeared at like 8.
Yeah.
So like in the first 20 years, there were no female solo artists. So it's a very small set
Right.
of examples.
Yeah, and like stuff like Katy Perry, they had like some people join them as like, when
Like
they
the shark.
Yeah.
The shark.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
that
The
counts.
shark.
The
Alright,
shark.
That
So
fucking
Obo's
counts, man.
up 4-2. So this
I need
question
this
doesn't
Bowers.
actually matter.
Just for shits and giggles. Fuck
For
you.
shits and
Oh, that's
giggles.
okay.
All right, so we'll go back to movies.
Oh.
How many lines of dialogue does Arnold Schwarzenegger have in the original Terminator?
Lines of dialogue?
Yes. I'll be back.
Yeah. Oh,
There you go. There's one.
Does he also say "Hasta la vista, baby"?
That was in Terminator 2, I think.
Oh, okay.
All right, the number's written.
Go for it, Obo.
3.
5.
6.
7.
I'm gonna stop.
I wrote down 3.
Fuck
3?
off. Really?
She
That's
guessed.
such
She
an
guessed
insult.
again. Oh, the only one I
3?
can remember. I'll be back is the only line I can remember him saying in the entire movie.
What's the dog? No, that's Terminator 2. Fuck.
He talks a lot more in Terminator 2, but he does
talks a
only
lot
a
in
couple
Terminator.
of lines. What's the number, Terry?
18.
Really? That's surprising. That's surprising to me.
So Obo wins this round. Obo is the crusher of this game.
Not by being right. I was closer. This is horseshit.
Ours just really hates losing.
Shitty podcast.
I had some other like movie. I had a third movie trivia question, but I can't remember what it was offhand. I was like, okay, this is too much movie trivia.
Although the one you told me about was like, I'm like, don't use that one.
Yeah, the Star Wars one. I was like, for sure, Howard's gonna know this. I was like, I was gonna do like a Star Wars question. I'm like, Howard probably knows this number. It was like, how many languages can C-3POs speak or communicate in? And he's like, oh yeah, 6 million. It's like 6 million.
The actual line that is in like 5 of the movies is, I'm fluent in over 6 million forms of communication.
Yeah. So I was like, Howard
I'm a
knows
Star
this.
Wars nerd, so I'm gonna know that off the top of my head.
Yeah. So I was like, this one's probably too easy.
There was a beer question I sent Terry. I want to know if you know this. Okay.
All right. Where is it? Let me pull it up.
I have it pulled up. Approximately how many distinct hop varieties in beer are there worldwide?
What?
Oh my god, this is a higher number because there's been a lot of experimental strains in the last 10 years.
Beer. Gross.
I would have to say, am I just tossing a number out? Is that how we're doing this?
Yeah. I want to know if you know.
I'm gonna guess probably around 50.
No, not even close.
69.
I'm too low.
Yeah.
147.
Wow.
There are hop strains now that they don't even give them names now. Like literally, it's like HPD 47. And it's just the chemical one. It's just whatever they called it in the laboratory when they were crossbreeding hops and whatnot. Yeah, it's crazy how some of them, like there's like a series of like Idaho 7 is the name of one that I can't stand. Idaho 7 is a terrible hop. But like they've stopped even naming them. Now they just give them numbers and stuff. So I'm not surprised that number's that high.
Bowers, that hat is like flat in the front of your head like a...
I know.
I'm sure mine's like real good.
I did my ponytail nice and poofy. Not anymore, bro.
So who won last week? Obo did, right?
Obo won.
I did.
Remember the controversy? You're up in arms about Bowers laughing her ass off.
I don't remember because I'm old.
Good.
I have a suggestion here. So next week, Obo's going to be the number keeper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which means it's Bowers versus me. Neither one of us has won yet. I suggest that whoever loses that heads up has to think up the questions for Terry.
Yeah.
So
the loser has to do work? Sure.
Wait,
right.
sure.
So the winner,
so am I the one
advances.
No, I'm the one who has to answer the questions next week?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're our baseline.
Okay.
You're our baseline.
And then the winner of Bowers versus me next week will advance to go up against the grand champion Obo, who is undefeated. And the loser, therefore, has to generate the questions for Terry.
Obo's just really good at reading people.
There was nothing to read this week, bitch. What do you mean?
Yeah. There was.
You just sat there stone face.
I worked out a complicated system of blinks.
You're forgetting that Howard's probably in my like list of like top 5 friends in my life.
Wow, I didn't realize I was that high up. I'm honored.
He's like, wow, you're real low in mine. So
I didn't see that. I just can't believe I reached that. I can't wait. I'm gonna go out there and be like, Christy, just so you know, I'm in Obo's top 5. So
well, I mean, like I swear, like you, Max, and Terry, like with our chat that we've been going for how long? Like we have a friend chat. That's right.
Yeah, group chat.
I'm not in it.
We have a group chat.
I'm just here for these.
You're in the
things.
other group chat with us.
Yeah, we have a group chat with you too. We just talk
Yeah,
about
we have a
Lily
group.
in
We
the
have a
group,
group
other
chat with you as well.
We
Just
just talk about
Max
titty
isn't in it.
streamers in there.
Yeah.
It's fine. If you guys know, you know. If you don't, go see episode 1.
Anyway, I'm pretty sure I talk to y'all more than I do other people in my real life. So,
Yeah. That's fair.
yeah.
It's amazing
This is
how
all-
Twitch has brought us. Twitch and Hearthstone have brought us all together.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. This has been a lot of fun, guys. Thanks everyone for watching this episode of Boomer Grounds. Make sure to. Oh wait, we gotta do the draw. Let me do the
Oh,
draw.
Drawing.
boy.
You almost forgot.
Drawing.
More
So I gotta go
wieners.
do that before I forget. Almost forgot. So let's go do the draw. Thanks to HS Reaper. They told us to give away more subscriptions that we've
Really?
been giving.
Ooh.
So
They
they're
gave
like,
us more?
give two away a week. So we shall give 2 away a week.
Do you think they're
HS
watching our
replay, thank you.
podcast, Harry?
Not at all.
No, they've got class.
Are they at least checking to see how many views
They're
we
donating
have?
to a charity already.
No.
I don't know.
Who wants to do that? Who wants to check our views? So let me quickly just do this right now. Pick number of winner. Filter duplicate user. Get YouTube comment.
I don't know. This hat's growing on me.
It looks nice on you.
It's
All
not
right.
too bad, right?
So
You could
the
put
first
some of your
winner
feathers in those
is
holes.
Jaden's
Yeah.
W. I know Jaden's W. I could contact him. Is the first winner of the giveaway. Yay!
Congrats.
No.
And we shall pick another winner. Oh wait, let me take a screenshot so I can include it down here somewhere, hopefully. Yeah, somewhere down there. And let's pick another winner. And Brenton Johnson.
That's Biscuit again.
With
I
Biscuit
gave you
again.
one last week. No, you got to reroll.
I gotta
You
go
can
reroll?
reroll. We won't
Yeah, we
mind
got
if
to
you
reroll.
reroll it.
Alright.
One per customer.
He would want us to.
I mean, we don't have that
For a
many
little
comments. You gotta keep that in mind.
Fucking phone gamer too, anyway. So.
Pemberto.
Hey, I like
Hey.
that. He's been
So
try
Pemberto,
harding.
We'll get a code as well. So
I think we need to
congratulations,
make sure that we're.
Pemberto and Jadens. You guys have a 1-month subscription to HS Replay. Supposedly, you need to fill in your credit card information, but you can cancel it after as part of their payment processor information. You can delete it after you sign up and insert the code. Is what I was told by HS Replay. It's just part of their payment processor and how they accept coupons or how they accept the codes, the promotions,
I think
or whatever.
it's that, or when they did it with the charity, I think it was as long as they had their battle tag, they could do it as well. I'm not sure how they want to do it.
No, but
specifically this
they
way,
changed it so they actually issue coupon codes now as opposed to
Oh,
manually
okay, cool,
putting
cool,
it in. But you actually have to put your credit card information on file or something.
Okay, cool.
You could just delete it right afterwards.
So
And you
if
don't
you
get-
would like to win an HS replay code,
Yeah.
comment on this video.
Yes,
So
there'll
that
be
next
2 more
week we can call your
next
name
week. Yeah, so make sure you comment on the video, like, subscribe, do all the things. We only need 4,900 more subscribers on YouTube to get to monetization, and like
Oh,
5,000
really?
more
Oh,
viewers.
shit.
Only
Okay, I will
4,896 more. We gotta get to 5,000
That's
subscribers.
Easy. That's fucking easy.
I bet
So
I bet
we're on our
104
way.
or something, 106. So only
We're on our way.
4,896 more to go, guys. We're so close. We're so close. Tell all
To
your
get to
friends.
monetization that
Huh?
we split between 4 people.
I know. We need to get those pennies. I got to get this almost up to my Twitch salary of 35 cents an hour. Make it worthwhile for
I was
me.
about to
You
say,
made 35
like,
cents an hour? Good
No.
for you.
You fucking rolling in it, man.
I know.
Holy shit.
Rolling in it.
Yeah. Well, at least you know who the drinks are
Anyways,
for Obo's
thanks
wedding.
everyone for watching. We will be back again next week. Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.